I'm gonna start about the upside, like easy to teach, less verbiage. Like we don't even talk motion, we don't even tag motions in the huddle anymore. So if we're running buck sweep, for example, there's no L or R tag. It's just 36 go, right? So the huddle sounds like this: blue 36 go on one, ready break, right? And we're in and out. And so less verbiage allows us to do other things. And we replace that verbiage with our pass game tag verbiage. And I did a talk on that in last year's clinic on how simplify your pass game using air raid concepts. But the other thing was the verbiage. Like we call Patriots, that's our shallow cross. So now we removed that verbiage from the quarterback, less on the quarterback's mind. But now we have more time in the huddle to tag route. So we can call Patriot L corner, right? Or Y dig, and that gave us some stuff. It's also harder for the defense to digest pre-snap what's going on, right? And it doesn't give us a run them away if we're running or passing. I would be a bold-faced liar to say the pass game wasn't. It's really important to our offense from efficiency, but not really important from a number of plays. So we only have like 2 quick games, 4 kind of full field drop, 5-step drops, and a couple of screens and so maybe 8 total pass plays. There's probably 15 in our playbook. We might get to 8, and we're only going to call a handful. So it allowed us more time because there's less verbiage, less stuff, and now we're pulling our whole. From a defensive prep standpoint, they don't have to prep for it. I understand that, but we don't have to worry about it either. And I don't want to tip off the defense's hand any way possible if I can prevent it. Part of that stuff is, you are who you are. You're going to call plays. If you look at, your tendency report at the end of the season, that's who you are, right? And so some of that they know, but if I can just get a piece of advantage better, I'm okay. All right, here we go. So I've got a playlist here, and we can go through it, but this is our counter, right? And so already a lookalike play to trap. So for those of you who haven't heard me talk, almost everything we do is off of some sort of trap action or down action. Like as it comes to those things, we're very committed to our trap run game. So this play is probably the thing that I'm known for the most. And if you're in the Pistol Wing T group, you've seen me post videos like this. It is a huge play for us. It's not something we call a lot, but if you take a look at it, okay, so there's our motion, right? Looks like everything else that we do. And then there's the misdirection. So, all the things that we talked about on the fake, right? The misdirection, the formations, I'm pretty simple there too. We probably don't have, I don't know, I probably could get to 15. I'm not big on that. There's some bigger theory or scheme behind formations. Is we've ran a lot in the past. The guys don't line up where we need them to line up. They shift in a different way than we prepared for. I like to know where the guys are going to be for my O-line. I'm an O-line guy. I played center in college. And the more reps I can get in practice with them being where they're at, the better off my execution is going to be on Friday night. So it's different if you run an unbalanced set, no one shifts, right? Then you just keep running that. But if you're running, some sort of exotic set and they don't honor that, like we have, in our quads package, which is not a huge part of our offense, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15% of all plays through a course of a season. But because we have a wing attached as part of the quads, like we don't often get the look that we want, or the adjustment that we prepared for. So that's a thought process or a theory that I took from Sean McVay, who did a Nike clinic a couple years ago about why he only runs 5 formations, and it had to do with preparing his team for it. But take a look at this, right? Big play for us, great athlete. But we get, we've at this point, we're I don't know, in the end of the first quarter. So we ran trap, we ran down, we ran power, we ran go, like all the motions the same, and we've got him. And yes, that dude is very fast. He outruns the huddle focus camp. But it's he's also not a scholarship athlete. Here's another counter. Right? Probably, 42-6 at this point. Why am I calling this play? That's a good question. Rivalry game, trying to rub it in, maybe. Who knows? But the diagnosis from the defense, and we do some stuff like schematically to throw off reads. Right? We'll call we'll add T to a lot of things, which changes who's pulling and just flips the guard and the tackle's responsibilities. We even started doing that on just our traditional full like guard trap. So instead of guard, it's just tackle. We were getting a lot of, especially come playoff time, we get a lot of guys keying in our guards. Guards take you to the play, and so we try to keep them off kilter in our run game a bunch of other ways. Again, this is our counter. And I don't think I need to talk exclusively about it. I just showed you a couple clips of it. But from a verbiage standpoint, truck equals tackle tight end, right? So that's what we know. We got a GT that we just call counter.